What up, what up, what up, y'all? This is Mike, the philosopher, here with another one. This one is from the Love Experiment. Okay. Uh, I'm not gonna hold you. Let's just go right on in. All right. Now, first up, Paige, she's in the hot tub with Chris. I don't know how she had that hat on in the hot tub. She had to be sweating up a storm there, but they get to talking and stuff, and he get to telling her, he may be a virgin, but he ain't inexperienced. Okay, and I was like, okay, let her know, Chris. And she was like, oh, okay, for real, yeah. And he was like, yeah, I can still, I know what to do, I just haven't done that. And she was like, oh, so you show, you don't, take care of yourself or nothing like that. He was like, nah, when I was in law school, I shut everything down. I was focused, you know what I mean? I had to pass that bar. She was like, oh, I love a disciplined man. I love a disciplined man, So, and that was all good. And that was all cool. But I just found that part a little funny. Is that the case, ladies? I put it this way. I already know that about women. Women love disciplined men. I think that's another reason why they love men in uniform, love men in social circles, or I should say organizations like fraternities. Um, they like they in the military, police. They love men who show discipline and men who serve. I know that's a turn on for a lot of women. And it takes dedication to go to law school like he did and get it past the bar and stay focused. I told y'all, I said this in the previous episode that this guy, he must have been focused. He must have had no women during that time. So, and sure enough, he validated what I said. Like, he must have really been in them books, no women at all. Because I don't, it's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's it's harder to get through a law school if you chasing skirts all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought that was crazy. Next up, Chuck is a little pressed. And I knew I'm not surprised at all, y'all. Listen, I gotta start patting myself on the back. Y'all not gonna do it for me. I'm gonna have to do it myself. Good job, Mike. You know, because Chuck, he questioned why Mars took Ishan to the retreat, to the getaway. He pretty much said his performance was trash. Okay. He said, look, I got questions. I got questions behind that. Why would she take dude? Why, he did the worst. And he ain't lying. He ain't lying. He did the worst. So why did Mars take him? I find that a bit suspicious, man. I said this before. He did the worst at the competition. Why did she choose him? Okay. He called him the rookie. How do the rookie get, how is the rookie the starter already? You just throw the rookie up in a he goes straight from college to starter on the team. Okay, you got veterans who know the system, who know the playbook, who know all of that stuff, and you're gonna leave them on the bench. You're gonna put this rookie in, like, he didn't even perform well. So what's the incentive? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep showing favoritism, Mars? That's my question. I'm sure that's Chuck's too. Like, why do you keep showing favoritism? It's getting tiresome, y'all, for real. It's getting tiresome as a brother, because I'm gonna guarantee y'all something. And ladies, listen very closely. If there was a black man on this show and he gave Becky all of the praise, she sucked at competitions, he still chose her to go out on vacations, he gave her all kind of leeway, he keep leaving all of the sisters at home, y'all would have all kind of fits. As a matter of fact, you might even turn the show off and stop watching it. Tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying. Because I can tell you that is the absolute truth. Y'all know y'all would have a problem with this if the roles were reversed. And nobody's calling this woman out. She seemed to be getting, assistance and praise from everybody, especially her girls around her. And the favoritism continues. If it ain't one of them, it's another. Now, the only one who didn't do that was, well, I don't know. I would say either Paige but I don't know about that. Anyway, I just find that real suspect, real weird. And to me, it kind of gives me a clue as to why a lot of these chicks are still single. I'm gonna just be real. You don't know how to pick men. And I said this too, if you leave this process with nobody, you are the problem, for real. Because you got men who are, for all intents and purposes, high value men, okay? All of their careers are set. They can pull chicks. Their looks is not a problem. And yes, they all got different personalities. But you have every chance in the world to walk off the show with a man. Okay? If you can't find a man out of this bunch, you are the problem, and you still may be. I'm talking to all the ladies. Paige, Tamara, Mars. Y'all can't find a guy out of these group of guys. You're talking about what, 20 or maybe 20 guys that was on the show? All high value men in decent shape, good looks. You are the problem, ladies. And I'm gonna just keep it real. But this whole favoritism thing is getting real played out. I'm just saying, because I know if the roles were reversed, women would have all kind of problems with this, all kind of problems. They probably even stop watching the show, to be honest. And I'm not saying that all women are like this. I'm sure there are some women who agree with what I'm saying. And y'all see the favoritism, all right? Y'all see it. Call her out. Call her out on it. Because it's real obvious and blatant at this point. Anyway. And then Mars in the next scene says that she sees this guy as a soulmate, a potential soulmate. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Really? You see this guy, first of all, he's a rookie. You know hardly nothing about this guy. And then the word soulmate come out of your mouth. This is given a lot of hurt, pain. I see Mars being hurt, damaged, right? Because she is chasing a rainbow. And that rainbow has a certain type of color to it. Okay? And she's not alone. There's a lot of sisters defecting, whatever you want to call it, divestors. There's a lot of sisters doing that. And they do it out of pain, hurt, because they've been hurt by one guy, so they think this guy is gonna, pick up the pieces and be everything. And I was just surprised when I heard her say, "Oh yeah, I can see him as a soulmate." I was like, "You don't hardly know anything about this guy. You're showing favoritism. You're getting to know him, and he didn't even really earn it, to be honest. Okay, you're. Let's face it. You're basing your decisions off of the fact that he's not black. Let's just keep it real. If that's a brother and he sucked at the competition, there's no way you would have sent him on this vacation. None. Tell me I'm lying in the comments. If that was a brother and he did that bad at the competition, there is absolutely no way. I don't care if he's new. I don't care about none of that. She would have left his ass home. Let's keep it a buck. And y'all know it. All right. So it's getting real tiresome with Mars. Mars seemed to have some fever, some jungle fever, and it is what it is. Next up, it comes out that Yannick and Jamal said the joke about the T-Rex with Tamara. Okay. And then Tamara gets a hold of this news. Okay. And she doesn't really respond. I mean, she kind of responds expected. I'll be honest. To have somebody call you a T-Rex, that would be disrespectful. It's done behind her back. I don't see it funny, and I don't see how they would even come up with T-Rex with her. I think she's a beautiful woman. But she doesn't take it well, and she wears her heart on her sleeve. I think if cameras wasn't around, I think Tamara would go off even more. Okay, I think she's trying to keep it together, but I think she's also showing a little self-control. She's showing self-control, but she wants to go off even more. And I think under different circumstances and different settings, I think that she would react even. I want to say I think she would probably overreact. She didn't overreact when she heard it, but I think if the cameras weren't there, she would have overreacted. You see what I'm saying? If she didn't have the support system that she has, she probably would have overreacted. But since the cameras are there, she don't want to look a certain type of way on screen. She don't want to look a certain type of way in front of these guys, in front of her girls. So she just, she got up from the table. She removed herself, and that's understandable. She still was upset, and she has a right to be. I'm not, listen, I'm not saying she don't have a right to be upset. It would be very disrespectful if the guy said that, especially if they pretending to like her and then they call her a T-Rex. You know what I mean? I can understand her being pressed about that. So listen, I'm not mad at Tamara at how she responded at all. Okay. She actually did a pretty good job on how she responded. I'll get more into that a little later though. But, Paige thought the whole thing was a bit messy. Like, I wish Mars would have came to me and asked me before we told Tamara, so that she could have had another opinion about telling her. And I thought that was cool about Paige. Like, look, we need to protect our girl happiness, okay? You know, maybe we should rethink this whole thing. Maybe if it gets to a point where it's, decision time, maybe, but, you know, the problem with it is that Tamara had a great date with Jamal. I mean, they kissed and everything, and they were getting closer, and it made the whole situation a lot harder. She actually, she sideways did Jamal a favor by waiting until after they had that fantastic date. Because if she would have told Tamara before that date, it would have made it harder for Jamal. It would have. She wouldn't have been as emotionally invested in Jamal. But now that she's emotionally invested in Jamal, she could see herself with him. Now she got some things to think about now, and all I did was stress her out. So, it's almost as if the lesson to be learned is either say it at the time it happens or don't say nothing at all. Okay? If you're not going to call it out when it happens, don't call it out, period. Okay? And I'd like to ask the ladies that, should Mars have just kept her mouth shut? Let me know. I'll be interested to know. Should she have kept her mouth shut? Should she have just not said nothing? Did it do more damage than good? Was she a good friend by telling her at all? Should she have not kept that to herself? Put it in the comments. She was being a good friend. Okay. How do y'all see it? I'd be interested to know that. You know. Like I said, she walks out and she keep asking Jamal the same question. Did you say that? Did you say it? Was it you? Was it Yannick? Who said it? He was like, look, I didn't say it no more. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. And she said, oh no, he ain't gonna shut me out. He ain't gonna shut me out. Nobody wants to get asked the same question 1,000 times. I understand. You want to know. You want to get to the bottom of it. You're investigating. I get all of that. But nobody wants to be asked the same question 1,000 times. Let me ask everybody something. Did he say it? Do y'all think Jamal said it? Let me know in the comments. Did him and Yannick call her T-Rex? Is Jamal up here lying? Is he telling the truth and he just don't want to talk about it? Is he disappointed that she don't believe in him? Which way y'all leaning on that? Let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested to know. Now, next up, it's funny because when they were talking and Jamal was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Tamara was like, I can't stand that. I can't stand it. He's shutting me out. Paige was like, that's what you do. That's what you do. You do that all the time. You could dish it, but you can't take it, huh? You shut out people all the time. I thought that was interesting that Paige brought that out. Like, oh yeah, you don't like that, do you? Yeah, well, you do that. Okay, you shut people out. I can see that too. I can see Tamara shutting people out, and a girl called her out. That was kind of crazy. And then you know, they're at the dinner table, and Ishana asks Chris a very important question. Something to the fact of, how do you see the household being ran? And Chris made a mistake and opened up his mouth. He said, my father runs the household. My mother is up under him. And that's how a household should be ran. God, husband, wife, kids. That's the pecking order of things. And Paige did not like that. Okay. And this is the moment, because I'm loving Paige, this is the moment I start to fall out of infatuation with Paige, is when she turned on her feminist. Now, some women might say, well, what's wrong with that? I don't want no man up over me. Let me say this, ladies, and I mean this with all sincerity. If you don't want a man to run your house, you don't need a husband. Okay? You can date, you can have a boyfriend, you can have a side piece. But only women who want real men deserve husband, meaning men who accept the entire responsibility of taking care of a family. And in order to do that, he has to be the leader of the house. This is something that has been in society for eons. Skip decades, skip centuries. Okay? We're talking millennials. The man is the head of the household. It's only in modern times where this is all of a sudden a problem. It's only in modern times that this is a problem. Now, let me say this. If Chris would have said, I believe a man should pay all of the bills, you wouldn't have got no arguments from none of them women. None. I think a man should pay all the bills. That's just being a man. Oh, they probably would have got tingly. Okay. A little moist. Yeah, they would have. But since he said the man is the leader of the household, oh, hell no. I want you to have all responsibility, but I want most of the power. That makes zero sense to me. Makes zero sense to Chris. Chris said, hey, I thought we were all Christians. I thought we were all religious. We were on the same page. This is not new. This is a thing. Well, what you didn't realize, Chris, is you was running into the buzzsaw of a feminist group of women. Okay? And in this feminist group of women, which I'm not surprised, a lot of these women are single, even though they're, look good. They don't want their man to run the house. They just want the man to pay all of the bills. That is your job. It's not to have power. It's to have ultimate responsibility. You didn't understand that? You don't understand how this works, Chris? That's what the women want. Comply with the new movement. Okay? You get the privilege of paying for their life. But you don't get the privilege to make any decisions. Don't you know that? You don't understand. Did you get the memo? Somebody get Chris the transcript. Let them know what the deal is in 2023. This is how relationships are supposed to be ran according to the women. Now, is this all women? No, it's not all women. It's only most women. Have you watched the Ready to Love episode? The same question and the same concerns and gender roles was an issue there. But one thing that was a consensus with all the women is the man get to pay all the bills. I found that absolutely ridiculous. This is why I say, listen, if you want a boyfriend or a side piece, rock out with that. But if you want a husband, you need to let your husband be a husband. I wouldn't even say let your husband be a husband. Comply with your husband being a husband. Comply. Okay, be cooperative. If you don't want a man running your house, you don't deserve a husband. Period. Chris had a point. He said, listen, every business has a CEO. Okay? A leader. Every sports team has a quarterback. One quarterback. Every team has a coach. Somebody has to be the shot caller. And that is best suited for the men. For religious reasons, for logical reasons, for emotional reasons. Men don't make emotional decisions as much as women. Now I know, listen, ladies, I love y'all. I know I'm gonna get a little, y'all gonna get a little pressed about me saying all of this stuff, right? Don't be. It's something that has been going on since time immemorial. There is a phrase out there called alpha female. Have y'all heard that term, alpha female? I say that there is no such thing as an alpha female. Why? Because an alpha is the head of the community. And the alpha has sole responsibility. I have never met a woman who was with a man who took pleasure in paying all of the bills and taking care of her man. And was the lead with security. So she was both the provider and protector of her family. And her man was in a feminine role. And she was happy with that arrangement. That's the only way a woman can be an alpha female. I have not met that woman. I have not seen that woman on in society, TV, whatever. Therefore, I don't believe that female exists. It's only a term used to go up against alpha male. It seems like a lot of women are always in competition with men. Now, let me say this. Do men always make the best decisions? No. Do women always make the best decisions? No. Do CEOs always make the best decisions? No. Do coaches always make the best decisions? No. Quarterbacks? No. The point is, you got to have enough faith in your call leader and your CEO that they're going to pick up and they can correct any errors that they make, because they're going to make some errors. And if you were in that position, you would make errors too. But you have to have enough patience and enough understanding and faith in your person that you put in that place to make the calls. And a lot of women don't do that. A lot of women are moving scared. They make bad decisions all the time, but one thing they really can't tolerate is if somebody else make bad decisions. It's just the truth. They'll make a bad decision all day, but they ain't gonna beat up on themselves. But let you as a man make a bad decision, they'll beat all up on you and use it against you and bring it up a decade later and shit. Like, love y'all, man. Love y'all women, but y'all, I don't know. But I stand on that comment though. If you don't want your man to be the head of the house, you don't deserve a husband. Get a boyfriend, get a side chick, get a F buddy. I don't, not a side chick, but a side dude. You know what I'm talking about. Get a F buddy. Get whatever you want, but long as he ain't a husband. Unless you're willing to be an alpha female and be happy that you're paying all of the bills in perpetuity. Okay, he's a stay-at-home dad or whatever the case may be, and you're happy with that arrangement. Now, how many women want to do that? Raise your hand. Put it in the comments. I'd like to see how many. I bet you I get no comments. I bet you I get no comments with that. Put it in the comments if you want to be an alpha female, a real alpha female, and pay all the bills and be ahead of the security and everything. Provider, protector, because that's what an alpha is. Put it in the comments. I bet you I get no comments on that. Another thing that happened is that Mars said, she looked at Ian and she said, I don't know, I'm getting friend vibes from him. Getting friend vibes. Really? Now, I could see that, they don't seem to really be having that much of a physical chemistry, but I think Mars is very conservative for some reason. It's almost like she got a wall up so that she could keep her options open. I think it's almost as if she feels like if she gets physical with a guy, she's not going to be able to mingle the way that she wants. And that's why she hasn't really gotten so physical with any guy. Ladies, let me help y'all understand something. And I know a lot of y'all, all the women watching me are smart. Y'all are geniuses, okay? But let me explain this to your friends who don't watch me. Okay. In order for love to develop, you have to be vulnerable. Okay? You have to be vulnerable. The only way you can really enjoy a bungee jump is if you relax your mind and start to enjoy it. Yeah, you're falling. Enjoy it. If you're so worried about the ground, it's going to be a miserable experience. Okay? All you're going to focus on is the ground getting closer and closer. Enjoy the jump. You got to be vulnerable. You got to let go. You got to let your hair down. Mars is so tight. She's so closed in, got these walls. She's not really getting physical with none of the guys. But one thing she makes sure she do is she keep all her options open. Girl, we dating. We doing this. We doing this. We going back to the hall. I get to draft some more. That seemed to be the most fun part of this process for Mars. It's her draft picks. It's just crazy to me. I'm not saying I'm surprised by the fact that she getting friend vibes from dude, but you will probably get that same vibe from all of the guys because you're not being open. You're not welcoming romance. You're not welcoming intimacies. You know, maybe she's too conscious of how she looks on camera. Maybe she's too conscious of the other guys in the house. I don't know. No, I don't think that's it. I don't think she care about none of the. I think she care more about the process than she do the guys, and that means having ultimate power. I think she get a little tingly from having this power. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get that from Paige, and I don't get that from Tamara. That they're so giddy about having Mars. I think she gets off on having this power to be able to pick and choose guys and move them in and out and play with emotions. I think she's getting a little moist from this. I'm just being real. And in doing this, she's not making any genuine no, she's not making any genuine connection. She's not really emotionally connected to nobody. And it's like, girl, what are you here for? Like, I started out by really being a Mars supporter, but now it's like she moving so ridiculous now. I thought Tamara was moving ridiculous. But Tamara she's on my good list now. I could rock with Tamara. All the ladies move questionable to me. There are valleys and peaks to all of them. Okay, I was the biggest Paige supporter up until this episode. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But what I hope the advisors or the relationship coach start to see and correct is these women moving, well, Mars in particular, moving with the love of power instead of the love of love. Okay, you're bringing guys to a retreat that you don't even hardly know, that are rookies, almost to buffer yourself from making stronger connections with the other guys. You've known them a little longer than you have Ishan. So why would you bring a rookie on a retreat, a romantic retreat, and then don't want to get close to him? I mean, it's just, I just wonder if women understand the male perspective on, like, do y'all understand what I'm talking about? I mean, I'm giving y'all a male perspective of all of this, and I'm not even sure women will even understand what I'm talking about, to be honest. What? She's supposed to do that. She's supposed to date a lot, and she doing fine. She's doing well. She drafting what men and all of this. And Paige is right too. And I don't agree with the whole man supposed to run the household and all of this other stuff. And Tamara was right to get mad at Jamal and all of it. Yeah, that all the girls are justified in doing everything. Y'all don't understand nothing from the male perspective. I'd be curious to know. Because it's looking to me like, look, it's just not surprising to me that these ladies are single. And I said before, if they go off this show without matching with somebody something is wrong with them. I don't want to hear, oh no, they person was just not on the show. They person was just not on the show. Bullshit. Okay. You had 20 guys. You got to draft whoever you wanted. If you didn't like them, you could throw them away and go pick somebody else. If you didn't like them, you can throw them away and go pick another person. They giving you got a relationship coach. You got guys who are high value men who got the looks. What? How else could they make this more easy for you? How else? Put it in the comments how they can make this more easy for you. Because, and I'm not saying ladies and I'm talking about these women on the show, right? But what I'm saying is, these women have every way to succeed possible, and they messing it up, and they messing it up off of BS. And I'm starting to see them power trip. Okay, I'm seeing Mars power trip. I'm starting to see Paige power trip a little bit. Okay. I can't really say Tamara is power tripping, which is kind of surprising, but I'm starting to see Paige turn that page, right? And it's getting a little, for a guy, for a black male, to see all of the lighter shade guys get promoted, and all of the negative thoughts be thought about the brothers, and the ladies never talk children with them. They only talk children with the lighter shade guys. And you know, the ladies want to be messy when it comes to the other guys, and throw rumors and all of this other stuff. It's getting hard for me to watch. I'm just being honest. As a guy, it's getting harder and harder for me to watch. I don't like it when women have all of this power, because it shifts the dynamic, and then the guys got to crawl on their hands and knees just to be accepted by these ladies. And these guys practically can have any other woman outside of this experience. Just keeping it a buck. And then Ready to Love had the genius idea of copying this format for Make That Move. Let's just have 4 ladies. They got all the power. And we're going to let them, you know, do the same thing that the women on the Love Experiment do, except they got to make a decision as they're going to make that move to New Orleans or not. But it's sort of the same concept. We got a whole bunch of eligible bachelors for them to choose from. Let's make this another woman haven for women to watch. And I don't know. I'll keep doing this if y'all want me to. But TV is making it very hard for me. This is why I don't do, like, you know, Housewives and all that. I can't do that. I can't do that. That's too much. And this is becoming too much with these other shows. I rock with Ready to Love because it's a even dynamic, but even that's changing. Okay, they left 6 women to what, 3 or 4 guys left. It's like, I don't know, y'all. Tamara talked to Jamal, and she kept Jamal. How many of y'all were surprised by that? I was a bit surprised by that. And Tamara really, really, really got a lot of cool points from me on how she handled this entire situation. She said, you know what? I could take a joke. Maybe I am a little T-Rex with the arms, you know, they little nubs, you know. I could take a joke. Just let me know next time. You know, don't say it behind my back. Say it to my face. Let's laugh together. I could laugh at myself. I might I may cut on you too, you know? And my girl was getting my back, shout out to her. I loved how Tamara handled this. So all the points I was knocking off with the whole Kenny situation, she got him back. Okay. Rocking with Jamal, kept him, handled it right. And she got her points back. Shout out to Tamara. All right. You know who who got some points taken away? Paige. All right. She sent your boy home. She sent Chris home. She didn't want no explanation. She didn't want to talk to him. She just said, peace, deuce. And that was it. She made sure she had her Black Women Matters shirt on. In case you didn't know, I was feminist. And it's all about Black women and Black girl magic. Let me put the shirt on to remind you. And yeah, you Mars, you might be on to something. I like y'all connection. Okay. You and Ishan, I might go that route the next time. Okay. That's kind of what I was getting out of her, because she was bigging up Mars and Ishan and all this other stuff. I said, okay, I see where this is going. So I don't know. I got some more pride in Tamara. Mars, messy. She lost points with me. Paige, I was right up with her until that whole, leader of the house thing. And not even that, but how she handled it. She didn't talk to him. She didn't get no explanation. She just practically shut him out. Like, as soon as he said that, she was done with him. And Paige can be a little cutthroat. She was that way with Preston too. Well, she kind of hung in there with Preston. I'll give her that, but it almost seems like the more time you spend with these ladies as a man, the worse your chances are surviving. Okay? The more you get to know them and they get to know you, the worse it is. It's almost better not to win a competition, really. Okay? Chucking them is still safe. All right? So I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this. The love experiment. This is an experiment going bad. One thing I know is that they better come out with somebody. All right. And if they don't, it's really a microcosm of what's going on in the dating world. And it's doing a great job of that. So I give it props for that. It's showing how feminists move in the dating world. Okay. It's showing how colorism moves in the dating world. It's showing how insecurities move in the dating world with women. Okay. Because women have all of the power. So ultimately, they have most of the responsibilities of how these situations go. The men are just being themselves. I can't really hold the men. They only get a short amount of time with these ladies, and they're just showing up as themselves, for the most part. And all they got to do is say one thing you don't like, and they cut your throat, for real. They did that with Mike. They did that with Chris. They did that with a couple other guys. I could even add Kenny to that. And it's like, it's no wonder it's hard to date out here when you got so many people who are so sensitive and so judgmental and so uncompromising. That's really big, uncompromising. So we got to learn how to compromise something, ladies. On behalf of men, we got to learn how to compromise something. You can't have it all. You can't have a high value man who looks good, who is loyal, and is only have hard eyes for you and gonna let you run everything while he pay all of the bills. That is a fantasy. Anyway, hit the like, share, and subscribe. All right. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.